I have it. This I'm going by the law, Your Honor. I'm not just making
No,
up
you're not
anything.
going by the law. You're making up the law as you go along. You're not going to make a mockery of the judicial system, which is what you're attempting to do. You're also not going to waste this court's time and resources on cases, on arguments that are invalid. I'm not wasting any more time on it. We are.
Today, we've got a sovereign citizen in court who thinks he doesn't have to pay off his massive credit card debt because apparently rules don't apply to him. We're looking at 2 separate hearings with this guy, and trust me, it's a wild ride. The judge isn't having it for even a second and completely shuts him down with a much-needed reality check. This man has zero basis for his argument and ends up looking like a complete fool. As you watch, let me know in the comments, are you buying his story? Or is he just digging himself deeper? And hey, if you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's dive in.
Mr. Chavez, can you turn on your camera and tell me your name?
Chavez Arnold.
There you go. All right, so Mr. Chavez, do you have all of that now?
No, like he said, I didn't. After 10 days, he just said, I mean, I could check my email, but I haven't received anything from him.
Did you receive all the documents you requested?
No.
Mr. Royce, when were they sent?
They were sent all documents except for he had requested internal accounting records of Chase Bank, just generally, not specific. But the Chase Bank record relative to his account statements were provided.
Okay. So, Mr. Chavez, what is the defense on this case? What is your defense?
Well, I needed to see one of the documents. Well, my defense is that, you know, I've been researching the law and, you know, the powers of the banks, and it's more of a accuracy of the actual accounting that I'm trying to make sure, and, you know, make sure that everything is accurate. So it's not my intent to not pay anything, but I need to know, you know, based off of the accounting, that I am paying what I'm supposed to be paying. And based off of what they're saying,
your last payment, I mean, back on 5/15/23, you owed $3,398.36. And they're coming for $3,398.36. I mean, that was the balance on the card at that time.
Like, that's why I asked questions, Your Honor. You know, you say you gave them 10 days to send it to me. They didn't send it to me. I just got an email this morning.
Chavez, you're not disputing that you had the card, right?
But that's not the issue at hand, is what I'm saying.
No, it is the issue at hand. The issue at hand is, did you have a credit card? Did you use money on that card? And did you not pay the card off? That's the only question.
Right.
Those are the questions.
Okay, my defense is I am the lender and they borrowed from me.
What did they borrow from you?
My personal security.
I swear, I'm losing brain cells listening to this man. The judge literally asks the simplest question. Did you have a credit card? Did you use it? Did you not pay it back? And this guy still tries to dodge. Instead of answering, he starts rambling about bank accounting accuracy and then hits us with the craziest excuse yet, claiming he is actually the lender and the bank owes him money for personal security. Like, what? Did he just Google how to sound smart in court and click the worst result? What do you guys think? Does he have even a shred of a point? Or is this just pure nonsense? Let's get back into it.
No. Listen to me. Listen.
It's not about, I have it. I'm going by the law, Your Honor. I'm not just making up anything.
No, you're not going by the law. You're making up the law as you go along. You took a credit card out. You agreed with that. And then you had a credit card. You used the credit card. You have a balance on the card. And you didn't pay on the card. They don't owe you anything.
So when I asked for the application, the evidence that opened up the account, because they go by GAAP accounting principles. If that if my application opened up the account, that means there will be a credit on my account because that's a cash equivalent. That's what the law says.
All right. Yeah, motion for summary disposition, hearing date will be January 9th to 25th. And the motions to be filed forthwith, and a copy obviously is to be provided to Mr. Chavez. And we'll see you back on January 9th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. for the hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, we're all set.
Disaster wrapped up the first hearing, and wow, what a train wreck. But don't go anywhere because the second hearing is even better. This time, the judge completely loses it on our sovereign citizen, and the excuse he pulls out is somehow even more ridiculous than before. Honestly, it's hilarious. You're not going to believe what comes out of his mouth.
I've got
next.
Mr. Chavez back. Do I have Discover Bank still?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Chavez, can you turn on your camera and your microphone, please, sir? All right, we're back on 24010674, the Discover Bank versus Arnold Chavez. All right, and I know that we had a previous court date on this on October 10th, and the default was filed, and then an objection was filed timely on this case. So we're here to set aside the judgment. What's your motion, Mr. Chavez?
Well, that day, Xfinity, I have Xfinity internet, and they was working in my area. I have proof of, I talked to them in the chat. They confirmed it, and I have they gave me a bill credit for the inconvenience, so that's why I wasn't able to attend because I was having problems with the internet.
All right, and just so you know, Mr. Gopal, we did have notice that he had contacted the court and that he was unable to get on that day.
Oh, he contacted the court on October 10th?
I'm not sure if it was on October 10th, but it was shortly thereafter. If it wasn't October 10th, that he was having internet issues and could not get on. So here's what we're doing. I'm assuming, Mr. Chavez, do you have a defense on this case?
I just want to go through the due process.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Arnold indicates that he does not dispute that the card was taken out. The only dispute he appears to have is that a few paragraphs here, he does not agree with the fact that by virtue of defendant's default and breach, the entire balance of the account is now due, and these statements were attached, that the contract and or monthly statements are written instruments, evidence indebtedness with a specified interest rate, and that he disputes whether or not it's an account stated. It clearly is. It's the original creditor. There's no sort of defense regarding assignment on this case. The balance at the time of the complaint was $4,378.29.
Well, I have affidavits that support what I'm saying, but I will want to enter into this as evidence.
The motion for summary disposition is granted sua sponte by this court. There is no valid defense to this claim, and
I couldn't even enter any evidence.
And a judgment in the amount of what is claimed in the complaint, $4,378.29, will be entered by this court, and documents can be submitted for that purpose. And officer, I have a few more documents for that, and we're all set. All right, we're all set. Thank you, Mr. Arnold. Mr. Arnold, I have ruled against you.
I am allowed to
do so on the court rules. You filed an answer. It's the appropriate response to this. You're not going to make a mockery of the judicial system, which is what you're attempting to do. You're also not going to waste this court's time and resources on arguments that are invalid. I'm not wasting any more time on it. We are done. Thank you.
So, how do you think the judge handled our sovereign citizen? Honestly, I've seen worse. But this guy still had zero respect for the law and was just spitting out random nonsense hoping something would stick. Like, come on dude, just pay your credit card debt like the rest of us. Sovereign citizens really need a crash course on how court actually works, because half the time they're not even pretending to make sense. By the end, the judge straight up called him out because his arguments were that bad. Honestly, judges should just start cutting the Zoom calls short and force these people to show up in person. It would probably end half the nonsense right there. And let's be real, does anyone actually think this guy's going to pay back his debt? My gut says no. He'll probably be right back in court with the same goofy excuses. What do you guys think? Is he really delusional enough to believe the bank owes him money? Or is he just throwing out anything he can to stall? Either way, this man was a one-man circus. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought about this hearing in the comments.